So we give that knowledge on a need-to-know basis. If the child is a little confused and saying, oh, calling you a woman and calling, well, then you can clarify, no, I'm a man, your mom's a woman, these kind of clarifications. That's sexual differences. Give them that information if necessary. Where do babies come from? Oh, yes, it's from your mother's stomach. So like this. Obviously, they see the mother's stomach. Baby comes from the mother's stomach. So, yeah, it's coming from the mother's stomach. How did it get in the mother's stomach? Well, to go into the details when the child is quite young, this is, again, opening a door for corruption. We don't need to go into those details. I know in the past people would say this about the birds and the bees, explain things with the birds and the bees. Of course, there's an explanation, leave the child curious, but we can find some other terms. We can say, for example, it is, from Allah, when Allah decides that the woman will have a baby, then she will have a baby. This is true. Later on, they will come to know that, there's other things involved, but it's still in the end from Allah. It is from God. It is God's decision that this take place, because people may be married for many years and no child comes. Having tried throughout, for years, 10, 20, 30 years, no children. And then all of a sudden, they have a child. It's from God, ultimately. So we can use this kind of terminology where we don't want to go into the kind of details which would then just create, further curiosity and perhaps corruption in the minds of the children. So I would say that we should discuss sex with the children on a need-to-know basis. What they need to know at this particular point in time. For example, children who may be coming in contact with adults, where there may be some corruption amongst the adults, then the children should be made aware to know, hey, people should not touch you in these parts of your body, and if they do this, it's not good. Inform us, let us know, so that they be aware that, that this kind of practices, where people may be abused, etc. Give them an awareness of what constitutes abuse so they can inform. So we try to give them as much information as is necessary to get them through their particular stage in life. The next question which has come in is one which concerns modesty between a husband and wife. The viewer writes, should there be modesty between a husband and wife when it comes to intimate relations? Now, this question is based on the common belief that a man or woman, for example, should never be completely naked because there are angels around. God sees them, they should cover themselves. But the fact of the matter is that, Islam does not prohibit nakedness. Of course, walking in public is not permissible, or just walking in front of your children, who are a certain age, is not good. So Islamically, it is abhorrent, However, between a man and his wife, Islam does not prescribe. You have, for example, in Judaism, certain elements of Judaism. For a relationship between a man and wife, the woman is covered in a sheet, and only, a little hole is made in the sheet, for the relations. This is it. You're not supposed to come in that contact. Islam doesn't really have these kind of restrictions and these kind of requirements. But unfortunately, in some parts of the Muslim world, where people have gone to some extremes in this matter, for example, people want to bathe, they have to keep their clothes on. They can't take their complete clothes on in some parts of India and Pakistan. They'll bathe with certain parts of clothing on. This may have been from a time when people bathed externally, there was nothing to shield them, etc., then, of course, better to bathe with your clothes on to avoid being seen naked. Where you are now, you have bathrooms, or people are alone in their bathrooms, etc. Between a husband and wife, there's no requirement that they have to be covered. Prophet ﷺ was known to bathe with his wives, taking water from the same dish that they bathed themselves. Yes, it is true. Aisha reported that she never saw the Prophet's private parts. This is her personally. She didn't look. And excuses. Of course, if a woman is shy, she doesn't want to see her private parts of her husband. If she decides to do that, she can do that. But to say that between a man and wife, they must remain covered at all times, they should not unfold themselves before each other or be with each other, Islam does not require this of them at all. The next question concerns interest. Dear Dr. Bilal, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We enjoy your program in the light of Islam and watch it regularly. I have a question regarding interest. I read that because this money does not belong to that person, he is not at liberty to dispose of it in any way, as this is compounding the sin. Do you think this is the strongest position? Well, with regards to money which has come back in interest, I mean, not that we're going to put our money in the banks to get interest, but a person has probably got his money in the bank, interest has come back, he doesn't know what to do with it. Now, some scholars propose that this is disposed in what they call al-marafiq al-hamma. You know, in certain areas of general benefit to the society, which is not for one specific individual. Building a street, building latrines or bathrooms for the mosque or for some building which benefits people. Now, something where one is not directly involved in charity for that individual. You know, we're trying to do a good deed for that individual. No, it should be for the society as a whole, not identify with any particular individual. This is the position held by a number of scholars, and perhaps it is the strongest position on the matter. There are other positions, one among them that really, yes, this does not belong to us, we should just leave it, don't touch it. There's also the opinion, which has been suggested, that when times of calamity strike, then one may take this now and give to people in a time of dire necessity. I do favor the opinion personally, if you are asking my personal opinion, I do favor the opinion where we don't take the interest. You know, because once you get involved in it, once you're involved in taking it, then it's like, you know, you've now, this forbidden process now has become a part of your own practice, you know. But it's better to just leave it. Leave it where it is. And if a time of necessity comes up, crisis or whatever, people are dying, whatever, you take it out and give it to them. Because in such times, people are dying, they can eat pork, they may drink alcohol. What is necessary to save themselves? Not that they're, you know, in such misery that they're going to drink alcohol. You know? No, we don't mean these kind of circumstances, but in order to save oneself, starvation, death by thirst, one may need to drink of the forbidden thing. With that, dear viewers, we'd like to thank you for being with us in this segment of our program, In the Light of Islam. Your questions, your queries, your suggestions, your recommendations, and your support may be sent to us at P.O. Box 111, Sharjah Television, UAE, or it may be faxed to my office. With the area code here, of course, is 9716 for those outside the country, 06 for those inside the country, and 5323724. I can receive your questions by fax. You may also send it to the Discover Islam Center, and you can call in and ask your questions there yourselves. We have a center in Dubai, in Al Karama, and the number there is 04 396 2190. The fax is 2193. And you may email me at FLD3, that's France, Lima Delta 3, at hotmail.com. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for being with us in this segment of our program, and I hope that you continue to follow the program in the coming months and years if it continues that long. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.